Hello there, this folks. This Shippy the Explorer is on video, another video. Welcome to this station. It's another day, and a simple day. We're driving through the neighborhood down towards the park, and we're gonna try and walk to the pond. So this is another day of experience and adventure, and sure, it will be exciting for all of us. Here we are. We are at the entrance to the park, and we're ready to go. Even with my stick, I've been having a little bit of problems. So I reveal my stick and tell you that my left hip has been giving trouble, and maybe today is a good time for taking my time to admit that some of us are getting old. We are gonna address the topic of getting old and feeble, and and what do you do? You can't stop it. You know, the process of getting whole is a matter of the muscles and the joints. The muscles are losing their strength and their energy, and the joints are losing that liquid between the joints. And as you get whole, you lose some of that, and 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 it's a natural thing. You can have supplements and all that, the pineapple and all the anti-inflammatory medicine that you can have, and but it's a fact that this process is on its way, and it may come soon to some, and it takes a long time. Sometimes it takes a long time for some people to get it. Some of us in our 40s and 50s, we're having this problem already, and then some, it comes on after 70, and then some in the 80, but 90s. You guys are the lucky ones that are that you were born with certain physical condition, and so you are able to carry out your duties and work and exercise and thought and speech up into your 90s, and that's a very small percentage of the world's population. Because in some of the developing countries, some of us at 60s, we are about to look forward to the Almighty, looking forward to heaven and the end of life. So, but in the developed world, it seems like the life expectancy is a little longer, and not necessarily longer, because if you compare United States with say Japan and Puerto Rico, not Puerto Rico but Costa Rica and Italy, and those, especially those three, and there's another country in the Americas that does have a longevity of life, and they have looked at the food they're having, and they've found out that these people don't have a lot of meat and sugar in their diet, and a lot of but a lot of vegetable and fresh fruits and all that. So these things, but we yet to understand fully why these people are living this long with that condition. And so, but in Americas, then we are all on these supplements and we are on these painkillers, and still yet we are fighting the system, and we're not living as long as some people. Morning. Good, good. So, as I hop around on my stick, I think I know what is happening. I knew that there was an arthritic joint in the left side that was deteriorating, and I think I've overworked that side quite a bit. Because I've never been a person who just sit down. As top athlete in Jamaica in the 70s, not top, but pretty good. I was pretty good, considering that we didn't have a good nutrition. Based on that, we were bloody good, you know. I mean, having very little meat and all that to eat, and nutrients, and having some couple dumplings and a piece of yam and banana and all that, and then you go into stadium on a hungry belly, but you're still performing still keeping your own at it. So going back to the injury, I realized that with athletics and work over the years, that arthritic side, left side, kicked in and gradually seemed to be deteriorating. So, but recently, all of a sudden, it's last month or some, I find that having more pain and in the joints, and then it seems like it spread to the right side, and as you work the left and protect the left, the right side got worse. So Shippity Explorer kind of figure out that it might be just the deterioration of the joint, and then by me trying to overwork it, trying to protect it, then the injury persisted. But if you notice some of my tape, we went to North Carolina and a friend of mine gave me some capsule with omega-3 and with coumarin in it. And that first capsule I took, I found myself feeling much better. Much better. And then by the second night and the third night, I was feeling much better. But then what I think, I have come to the conclusion that it seems like it's an inflammation of the joint, inflammatory problem of the joint. Because if I'm taking the anti-inflammatory drugs or natural products, and right away they are helping, that means the joint problem must be inflammatory. But I must have damaged some of the joints that bad already, so that it's taking its time to really heal. And that's what my conclusion. Yeah. So people are walking and they're young and they're flashing themselves and they're feeling good. Good kudos to them, because sooner or later age will catch up. But let's go back to this thing so that some of you may understand. If you're watching this tape, you may have some solution to your problem. So I find out that it's I do believe that it's inflammatory problem. With the with some damage there. So I'm working on that. So And then my wife told me I taking some pain tablets. We're taking the Tylenol, well, Advil really, and ibuprofen. Where those are anti-inflammatory medication. But she's suggesting, as a nurse who is experienced, RN nurse, she's saying that I should try just stick to one of the product for now and see how it works. Stick to the capsule with the turmeric and see how that fares out, and then we can monitor that and move on to the next thing. And that's what I would suggest to you also if you're having this problem. Because what she's saying is that those medications, although they have a temporary help on the body, and they support you for maybe a couple hours or 3 hours or 4 hours, after a while they tend to be toxic and very abrasive on the liver. And if you destroy the liver, then you don't have the liver is one of the organs that really filters the body. So if you're destroying the liver, then you're destroying your filtration process, and then you're gonna have problems there. So those tablets are very toxic and very dangerous for the body in the long term. So the suggestion is stick to the natural product as much as possible. Turmeric, pineapple, anti-inflammatory product, and work with those for a while, and let's see. So that's what I'm doing. So as soon as I started to take those products, guess what happened, folks? Shippy the Explorer is saying that I feel much better, I feel energetic, but then you see me clinch a while ago because the bones seem to have touched each other and touched the nerves. But the body tends to feel, the overall body tends to feel better. I feel more alert and surprisingly stronger. But then the joint seems like it has been damaged. So we just have to give it time, as I said, to heal. So back to old age. So what do you do as you go and your body tends to be giving out on you? You can work with your doctor. I would recommend working with the doctor, and dragonfly, I think. You can work with your doctor, and then the doctor, your primary doctor, can refer you to a specialist where they can do more evaluation and more tests and all that, more x-rays, and see if there's a damage, if it's something that they can correct with safe medication and safe exercise, and God forbid you may have to do surgery. But we don't wish that on anyone, because my same wife, who is a nurse, she says that any operation on the body, any invasive process on the body is dangerous. It's potentially detrimental. Detrimental, and you don't want to revert to an operation. You want to do anything you can do before you reach that stage, and that's the recommendation. So old age, man, I'm telling you, yeah. And there's a psychological part to this too. You don't want to get into the stage where you start to feel sorry for yourself just put yourself in a frame of mind that 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 it's inevitable that you're gonna get whole and things gonna happen and you're not sure how you're gonna flare off. So a lady with multiple dogs. All right. Good luck. Oh, wow, everybody tired.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh boy. Yes, don't feel back to this medical problem of getting old age topic, folks. Today we're talking about, don't feel sorry for yourself. Just do what you have to do, because as soon as you start to feel sorry, then you find that some of it you're deteriorating your emotional self and your spiritual self. So don't revert to that. Just realize that things do happen and be proactive and do what you have to do. But be mindful, as I said, I'm going to repeat it. Stay away from the operation if you can. As much as you can, stay away from that, because oftentimes that is not the solution to the problem. So as we reach this the pond, we are taking pictures. It's middle spring now, and we are taking pictures to show you the progressiveness of this area and how things are happening. You see, so that's another thing. What I'm doing here is walking and enjoying the fresh breeze and the fresh environment and the people and those who are in the bushes and in the park are enjoying and taking in the scenery. So that's what you do. And here we are. There's where I was trying to meet this young lady, and here she is coming up the back. Yeah. Yep. Hi, but cool. There you are. You're not going fast. You're not going fast. You know, it just occurred to me that I'm calling your name, because just calling your name today, I'm doing the topic of getting old and walking with a walking stick, and I'm giving you credit that you're talking about when you have injury. Never you revert to the operation if you can, because you say it's, in your own words, you say it's
the last resort. If nothing else can be done, you use surgery as the last resort.
Yeah. So that's the topic today. That's the getting whole and dealing with the body. Yeah. And then we can talk. Yeah. Let's see yeah, we can do it on here. This park, folks, it's a lovely park. I've shown it many times, and it's wonderful. Now we're going to go on another side and just sit down and just talk some more about this topic, because everybody is talking about other things, life and crime and death, but Shippy the Explorer is talking about life issues and family and genealogy and all that.
Which seat would be the closest?
Right around here. There's a seat right in here. There's no seat there. They'll have to go way. That's boring. There's a seat here that overlooks the pond. So that's another issue. We're saying, get out of the house. If you're having physical problem, get out of the house as much as possible. Uh-oh, somebody using it. Somebody using it. Get in this.
Yeah, without anybody using it, it's just a little bit in the sun, but
Yeah, oh, we can go further out. Fine. And get some sunshine and experience life and nature and people and observe what's happening around your neighborhood. And don't feel sorry for yourself, as I said. This is life. Then there's another aspect to this. All of this is the spiritual part of it. If you are religious, you're whatever faith that you're in, use that faith to the maximum, ultimate, and you can pray and meditate and do all of that. And it's amazing how if you take on the spiritual side of things, then it's it's very beneficial to your mind and your spirit and finally your body. Take on the spiritual self. I'm not sure what will happen to, say, ones who are atheists, because although you might be atheist or you don't believe in God or you're agnostic and all that, there's something in the back of your mind that says there's a spirit that's greater than us, greater than yourself, that's out there. And there's something that says you're greater than, no matter what you think. I know, you know, that you believe that there is something. Here we are. Now look at this. We're on the park bench and we are overlooking the pond or the lake. What can be better than this? More than 2 pieces of fried fish and a piece of bread. No, Mr. Showing that we're hungry. Oh, don't listen to my joke, folks.
Are you ready to eat?
Yeah, look like I'm ready to eat, but nothing stupid. That's what, because I talked about having food that is nutritious to the body and anti-inflammatory, and that would help. But take on the let's go back to the spiritual side of it, because the spiritual side of it is important. Seem like the pollen is still kicking in the forest, folks. So whether you're Christian or a Muslim or Eastern Orthodox Christian, or you're Taoist, or you're Buddhist, then use those religious movement to the best of your ability. Now, this young lady, she had walked around. How far you walk?
I walk okay, from home. When I get up there, before I get on this bridge coming this way, I went left.
Oh, you went towards the airport?
Yes. And go around and come back halfway here.
Through the thing.
So that's good enough for me.
How much you weigh? That's about a mile?
That's more than a mile.
So there was one time I could
Because
keep
I
up.
do from home. Start from
About a mile from home. Yeah. The one time I could keep up like that was, I'm not sure. I'm not giving up too. Not giving up. Because I remember 20 years ago, this injury, when I got injured first. It was in Jamaica? Yes, I got injured in Jamaica with a bike accident. As I said, I was a top athlete, and I was going to choir practice one evening, man, of riding my bike um, S90.
Is it Suzuki?
No, it wasn't the Suzuki. It was the Honda 90. And I was cutting road, man, in the left lane. In Jamaica, you drive on the left. And I was going to choir practice. And man, all of a sudden, I saw a car coming up in front of me on my side. So the person came out of the traffic and was facing me. And suddenly that bugger turned right across the road and I broadside, or he broadside me, and I flew into the air like a bird. As far as I understand, some people saw it that knew me and knew my wife, and so I went up into the air. And when I landed not with broken limbs or anything, but the bike was total. When I saw that bike about 5 days later, all I know was the engine was there. Only the engine was there intact. And that man turned out to be a drunken driver that came out of the traffic and came up on the opposite side of the road and then turned across my path and hit me off the bike.
Did they ever catch him?
We knew who he was, but we couldn't sue him or anything. He didn't have no insurance, nothing. Didn't expect to get anything. Even if we call the police or anything, you can't lock them up. Well, back then we didn't understand the law like that. End up in the hospital for I think overnight, and then was sent home. But ever since I got that accident, I've lost my full ability to be an athlete. Couldn't do high jump anymore.
Had a helmet.
Yes, that's another story. That's another story. I rode for 4 years, since we're talking about health and protection. I rode for 4 years in Jamaica on the bike without a helmet. And then my adopted mother, brought an helmet for me from Miami. And I put on that helmet. I got it for my birthday on the Wednesday, and choir practice was on the Thursday. And believe it or not, folks, I met in that accident on the Thursday. And when I saw the helmet was banged up, so I must have hit my head. My hand, my legs were torn up. And so that helmet, I think, saved my life. Saved my life. So that's a miracle there. And you know, when I went to the hospital, when they were preparing me to get out of the hospital, they're dressing the wounds, and the nurse said that it's not a if or a but you're gonna develop arthritis in that side of the body. And that's exactly what's happening here. I didn't realize that from 1974. That's exactly what's happening. So some nurses or some medical people know what's going to happen in the future. So that's another side of it. It's a long-term injury in that develop arthritis. So although I'm discovering that it's an inflammatory situation going around, I know in the back of my mind that the joint is also arthritic, and have to be mindful of that.
But it was diagnosed too.
It was
as arthritis.
Yes, so recently, I think about a year or two ago, I was having it was flaring up, and I did X-ray, and I think they had said, okay, it's arthritis is there present. So arthritis as a nurse, we can't get rid of arthritis.
There's no cure for arthritis.
As
far as I know.
Can't get into the joint and scrape it like a breadfruit.
Well, some people do that. They do hip or knee replacement, but it's not 100%,
Uh-huh.
you know, can't say 100% surgery gonna work out,
Oh.
because people do surgery and even worse, end up being even worse than what it was. Some surgeries are successful and some are not.
Hmm. But as I said, we said stay away from the surgery. We said stay away from the surgery. That's what we were saying earlier,
If
as
you
much
can
as possible. We
avoid,
can
yeah,
avoid it.
because it doesn't guarantee that it's gonna, cure the problem.
So you're saying to yourself, and maybe it just occurred to me that you're saying that then it's a hopeless case to deal with. Seems hopeless. But I would still revert back to some of the things that I said earlier. Stick with the good food, do the exercise. Um,
And cut back on bad food like
Processed sugar.
and a lot of carbs, because those cause more inflammation.
Oh, I wonder if I was because eating too much bread the other day. She laughing at me. Some of us love our bread, boys. We love our bread and our sugar. You know? I don't know about that. So stay away from those as a recommendation. Yeah? So the health issue is a remarkable problem. Well, I say remarkable because it's really, really a big issue to deal with. Yeah.
So, you ready to go back?
You ready?
Because the sun
Oh,
out here.
I'll try to make it back up.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So, Shippity Explorer, we're gonna try and make it back up to this. In this case, we have a van. I think she has walked her little heart out.
I walk from home, so
And
it's
you
good
walk
to
from
get
home.
a ride back.
So she's gonna pay me to take her home. Taxi come to pick her up. In the meanwhile, you can look at Lake Artemision, folks, and take in the beautiful scene. It goes right around. No, it does. Yes, it goes right around to the right to the clock, anti-clockwise, and it comes around to the gazebo and comes to the other side. So this section here, piece of land, is technically an island. Yeah, but I don't see anybody fishing today. So as the birds sings and the breeze blows and you can hear the train moving through, Shippity Explorer is saying we are up and going even in the midst of difficulties. And so to you, we are encouraging you, as you find the problems, come on, just get up and say, I'm going 10 feet. Then you increase it to 50, you increase it to 100, and then you reach a quarter block, and then a mile. And wow. So they haven't done any cutting here yet, because they are saying no cut in April. April is over now, right?
I think today's the last.
Today's the last, so we shall try to move the car and see if we can cut down the road, and if the vehicle would move. Anyway, back to this tape where I don't want to lose the topic. The Shippity Explorer just remember that we are talking about old age, getting old and dealing with it. So don't want to overkill the topic because and make it sounds boring. So as we make our way back home, we're saying thanks for listening and thanks for sharing. Get up and go and do your thing and take our advice if you can, or compare it with others, and do your thing and take care of yourself the best way you know, and you'll be happy. So the view of the pond again, we're saying bye for now. Take care. Like, share and subscribe to this station. We're looking at it, but we never bother them. Here's a turtle in the extra for you folks. Look at this big turtle in the water, colorful turtle. And that's a black version, but quite big. And imagine that's about 5 pounds. They're all there. And where you see fish?
Fish in the water too.
Okay. Observation. There you go. Bye again. Take care. Now you see on this tape, we come up to a lady with 4 dogs. My wife had seen her. I had a conversation with her.
Yeah.
We'll just add it as part of the life experience. As part of the life experience before we go into old age, folks.
Yeah.
You'll see the dogs.
Yes, I saw this lady with these 4 little dogs. I'm not sure. I didn't have certain name, but they look like little poodles or little dogs. So I'm thinking they're all young little dogs because they look same size and age to me. Then she told me that the smallest black one is the mother for 2, one black and one that look like that. The daddy they have the brown and beige one.
Okay.
Apparently the little black dog wasn't doing well, 9 years old, and wasn't doing well. She took her to the vet, and the vet advised her to bring another dog in, but bring a male dog in. So when she brought that dog in, she noticed that, you know, she perked up, and before you know it, she gave birth to
The two
puppies, a black one and one looked like the daddy.
Wow.
So that was a strange. She thought she didn't think that would have happened, although she never gets spared. She still have her, you know, ability to have babies, but at that age she thought nothing would happen, and she have them 2 little ones. She said she had to get milk and help with the babies because she didn't have enough milk to feed them. So she said since that happened, she makes sure she get her spared. So now she don't have no babies.
But she have her
yes, two babies.
2 kids running around. I saw them.
Yes.
I saw them, and so I even stopped and talked to her and said, okay, you seem to be having a hard time. And then lay down and just not moving, like they were tired. I'm telling you. So we'll have that tape as a side tape since I had captured the dogs, we'll add that to this story of life, because you never get no hole you can do to fall in love and also to have babies, especially for the women. You never know. If it's happening to a dog because she got found love, it's amazing. All right.
9 years old. So she thought
9 years old and get
9
pregnant.
Yes.
That's a whole old age, you know. That's
Yeah.
about 70.
Because she said she was thinking, okay, she's old, so she getting ready now to maybe go.
Eh, a woman need to be in love. Dog needed to be in love. And see, get pregnant, got pregnant and have 2 puppies. Oh Lord. That's an extra story for you folks to talk about life in this world and getting when it actually have to do with age. The story has to do with age. It's an old dog having pup. That's the name of the story. Old dogs having babies. If it's not too late for them, it's not too late for you.
She said she wouldn't take another chance in because she might get up again.
Yeah.
Because the daddy is a younger dog.
Oh.
So get a younger male dog.
Yeah.
And she did. Oh my goodness. Oh, you told me the story.
So well, let's make the topic. It's old dogs having pups. We'll work on that. Bye for now. See you later.